Welcome to the Fundamentals of Lifestyle Strategies. I'm Dr. Isaac Jones, and these are what Dr. Rudy, what Dr. Curso, myself, what Erica, what a lot of the people in Elevays use to help people to create transformations in their lives. I believe that lifestyle strategies are far more powerful than any medication, than any type of supplement that people could go on. I believe that these are very, very powerful ways to get people to live the longest, healthiest, high-performing life that they possibly can, to help them access human flourishing, to help turn disease pathways off in the body and turn health-promoting pathways on. And I'm going to go over the 15 top lifestyle strategies that we teach our top performers and high performers to do. Remember, we want to make sure that we're not overwhelming people with these different lifestyle strategies. We want to help implement these strategies systematically over time. We want them to develop one habit at a time. So yes, again, remember the comment that you make at the very end of every consultation is, if you just do one thing, your big win for the next month is this. They're going to focus on that. And then they're going to have other objectives underneath that, or maybe 2 or 3 other things that they're going to be doing, like supplements or whatever. But there should be one focus each month, and that one focus may bleed into the next month and the next month, depending on who your client is. But as your health participant, it's important to understand what these are. Establishing weekly habits, monthly habits is absolutely essential. And the thing with habits is that a lot of people say that 21 days is the amount of time to build a habit. It's bogus. Some habits are built in 5 days. Some habits are over 60 days, right? So that's what the research shows. And habits are formed differently for each person. But again, if you follow the habit transformation and hacking solutions that we talked about in the fundamentals of habit transformation and basic neurolinguistic programming video, then you'll understand how to do that. But understand that habits are different for each person. It's not 21 days. It could be 30 days. It could be 60 days to form a habit, depending on how complex it is or how simple. 15 lifestyle habits for transforming your client's health. We get them to move, take cold showers, touch the earth, to combat a lot of the positive ions that they're getting throughout the day. Remove everyday toxins, laugh, play, socialize, drink water, sleep, stress less. There's strategies for that. Create positive health identity, eat real food, get more sun, celebrate success, gratitude, and giving back. Make your own. Make it your own. There's something that we'll talk about on that, and then there's cleansing and fasting. So these are some of the basic lifestyle habit transformations that we get people to do. And we'll start with the most basic. And this is funny because most people don't understand the importance of this. Most doctors don't even have this on the intake form. But the majority of people that I work with are completely dehydrated, which actually I am right now. I need to drink some of my Defiance fuel here. 75% of Americans are chronically dehydrated. 60% of our bodies is composed of water, 75% muscles, 85% in our brain is made up of water. And really, water is like oil to a machine. So over time, the failure to drink enough water can contribute to a wide array of complications, fatigue, joint pain, the list goes on. So dehydration can cause 30% decrease in performance. That's been shown in the research. And dehydration also causes a lot of these issues that a lot of the people that you're working with, are dealing with. And so it's one of my foundational things in month 1 that I make sure that people are properly hydrated every day. The body retains water when dehydrated. Quality matters. Drinking a minimum of half your body weight in water per day is very, very important. So number 2 is sleep. Sleep is essential for people to get health. These are the different things that I recommend around sleep. I educate people on the fact that sleep decreases energy. It causes ghrelin to increase, so you're eating or decrease, so you're eating more throughout the next day, can cause sleep deprivation, or not getting enough sleep can cause you to gain weight. And 1 of every 3 American adults get less than 7 hours of sleep every day. Sleeping less than 7 hours is linked to increased risk of a number of different diseases, including cancer, heart disease. I mean, you name it. It's linked to pretty much everything. Definitely neurological conditions. My cousin Lucas was an artist, and he went to one of the top art schools in the world, and he was on an anti-anxiety medication. He, as a side effect, he wasn't able to sleep, and so he was on this medication for a couple of months, and he said he in his suicide note, they found his body, hanging in a closet. He left a 3-month-old daughter and 2 other children and his wife, and it said, I can't sleep. I can't sleep. I haven't slept for a month straight, and I'm going crazy, and this is better for me that I'm not here. Something along those lines. So, it kind of hit home to me. My mom was on Effexor, and one of the challenges with that was the lack of sleep. So again, sleep is essential for a number of reasons. You can see the research here. Only 35% of Americans get enough sleep. 20% do not wake up feeling refreshed. So quality and quantity is very, very important. So how do we improve sleep quality? The way you do that is to get into a rhythm. That's the most important thing, circadian rhythm. Go to bed at the same time, wake up at the same time. I get everyone to do that in my program as much as I can. The best way to get busy people to do that is to get them waking up early, and they end up falling asleep earlier. So that's something that's kind of a hack around people that don't want to go to bed early, or they can't go to sleep early. Just get them to wake up earlier, and naturally they're going to go to sleep earlier. Kickstart your melatonin levels through using blue light blocking glasses. When you use blue light blocking glasses like the glasses I'm using right now, these glasses block the blue light coming from the screen. So when you get blue light at night, it communicates to your pituitary gland that it's daytime, and then doesn't produce enough melatonin. So just these little lights alone block 70% of blue light. You can get some that, like the glasses shown here, that can do 80 to 90% blue light, and you're going to be able to produce more melatonin to get deeper sleeps at night. So you want to reduce pollution. What I mean by that is light pollution, sound pollution. My wife and I sleep with an air purifier that we turn all the way up, and it makes this beautiful, white noise that we sleep with. Sleeping in complete silence is good. Having white noise in the background is really good for a lot of people with kids. Having a baby monitor maybe and turning it up in case you do want to, help save them in the middle of the night if there is a problem is obviously a good idea. But pollution in the form of light pollution as well as sound pollution is absolutely huge. I keep my cell phone out of my room. I have blackout curtains. All of that's really essential. Tracking people's sleep is really important. I don't do this in the long term, but there's my favorite biohacking device is the Oura Ring. It does a really good OURA ring.com Oura Ring, and it does a really good job tracking your sleep. Developing a nighttime routine is something I get people to do. Reducing caffeine in the afternoon is huge. Trying to relax, try relaxing chamomile tea, or we use essential oils tea. We'll put a drop of essential oils with a little bit of honey, like some, I was going to say grass-fed honey. That's funny. Some natural unpasteurized honey, or take some supplements can be beneficial. Finishing exercise 2 hours before bed is huge. Eating foods great for sleep is important. Some people do better with carbs at night, where they're low carb throughout the day and they'll have carbs at night, and that can help get a deeper sleep. Or even having that tea with the honey at night. The honey's been shown to help people get deeper sleeps. Experimenting with different foods to help with sleep. For instance, pumpkin seeds can provide a lot of precursors to melatonin to help you get deeper rejuvenating sleeps at night. And then stress less. So doing meditation, finding that wind down routine that's really good for you, but kind of shutting down from work at a certain time and not bringing work into the evening is important. Getting people to do that. And then there's obviously like a lot of the EM Wave 2. You've got the Bedit device for the bed. Sleep hacking is important. Supplements are included in the resource that I've got below for you. And so, stressing less is huge. 2015, 24% of Americans reported higher levels of stress, 50% of working adults, and 47% of Americans say they're concerned with the amount of stress in their lives. Stress causes disease, weight gain, damage to your brain cells. It also accelerates aging and shortening the telomeres. Best way to do that is by looking at the way that they're interpreting reality. There's external events that they oftentimes allow for those external events to control them, and helping them recognize that they're at cause and that they can choose to allow those external events to control them or not is one of the biggest things that you can get them to do. Another thing is obviously meditation, things of that nature. Going for walks in nature is huge. Centurion communities around the world are always out in nature. They're always going for walks in nature. I was in Hilton Head just last weekend, and I was biking every day, just the leisure beach bike. We were at the Supines kind of area, and we just went from beach to beach on these bikes. It was really, really beautiful, and I could just feel that stress decrease quite substantially. Stress causes disease, causes weight gain, damages your brain cells, so addressing that is huge. Creating a positive health identity. I've talked about this. Go into the video and understand how to do that. Again, is huge. But again, you've got the trigger, the behavior, and the result, which is typically a positive result. So figuring out how to change the behavior is huge. And the more specific you get with the trigger, the more easy it is for them to understand what is causing them to do that. And oftentimes, everything stems from a lie that they believe about themselves. So I tell them straight up, this is a lie that you're believing about yourself. That you're not worthy, or that I'm ugly, or that this or that comes up in a consultation, and then just reframing that is really, really huge. Again, write down the limiting belief on one paper. On another paper, write down the positive of that. Then take the paper that is the limiting belief, bring it outside, burn it or crumple it up, grade it in the paper grader, and have like a kind of a ceremony of you kind of allowing for that to die, I think is very powerful. Creating positive health identity is huge. There's a lot of different ways to do that. Writing down those affirmations, journaling about the 4 questions, the meaning, what meaning do I choose to give this? What are the learnings do I want to take, which allows people to develop positive takeaways from the negative experience that they perceived before? How can I integrate this into my life, and how can I share it with others? When they ask the last question, it helps them to move on and add value to other people. So again, meaning, learning, integrating, sharing. Meaning, learning, integrating, and sharing. These are different ways to help to reframe and shift the identity. Eat real food. Obviously, we talked about that in the last video. Move, get them moving. And my concept is fitness over exercise, fitness over exercise. And I educate them on the difference between fitness versus exercise. I say to them, I would rather you get a sitting, standing desk and you get in the habit of walking, every day for 20 minutes versus sitting in a desk all day and not moving your body throughout the day and then exercising 2 or 3 times a week. Like hands down, getting a sitting, standing desk and, walking around a few times a day, stretching throughout the day, living a more fitness-oriented lifestyle, being involved in a hobby that gets you moving. Maybe it's croquet or golf, or maybe it's, mountain biking or hiking. Those are way more powerful than exercise. So I always educate them on the fact that I'd rather and I always want them to focus on fitness over exercise. Exercise is going to the gym 3 times a week, which is important. I do that, but as you can see, I've been moving around in my presentation today. Something that's very powerful that we can implement. Take a cold shower. This is Tony Robbins' high performance hack, cold thermogenesis. Benefits of cold thermogenesis is improved circulation, digestion, burns body fat by stimulating the BAT cells in the top of your shoulders, the brown adipose tissue cells. Now, when you stimulate the BAT cells, oftentimes it takes a little bit more like cryotherapy or an actual immersion ice tub to do that, to stimulate the thermogenic effect. But there's a mild thermogenic effect that can take place with cold showers, depending on how cold you get it. It will help to cut food cravings, helps with thyroid issues, enhances immune system function, improves sleep, and helps to reduce inflammation throughout the body. So again, it kind of like helps to pump that lymphatic system. I like to do cold, hot, cold, hot. I like to walk into a warm shower or a hot shower, then I'll do it at the very end of my shower for a few minutes. There's also, like I said, cryotherapy or dunk tanks, which are obviously really powerful and can do some really good. Like I went out I went out to the ocean, which was freezing up in Canada, and I jumped in it, in the middle of the winter, for a little bit. I came out, I went back in, came out, went back in, got nice and warm, and I was in there maybe for a total of like 3 minutes, but it like completely made me feel amazing for the rest of the day. So this is something that, it was funny, I was on the top podcast, one of the top relationship podcasts called Art of Charm with Jordan Harbinger, and I said one of my favorite hacks is earthing. And he called me out. He's like, that sounds like complete bull s. He's like, he was like cursing on the podcast. He's like, that's ridiculous. This is such a farce. I've even talked to some a barefoot shoe running experts, and they think it's completely bogus. But I know that it's powerful because I've used it with my executives and entrepreneurs around the world. And I know that we're getting bombarded with positive ions from EMF, toxicity, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, etc., which positive ion, positive ion, positive ion. Think of positive ions as free radicals. So you've got free radicals that you consume, but you also have free radicals that form throughout the body from external exposures like tension wires and Wi-Fi. If you go to a hotel or you go into a condominium or you go downtown, you're in a coffee shop and you turn on the Wi-Fi, there's like oftentimes 30 different Wi-Fi routers to choose from. So you think about the impact that has on the body, and something that can combat that is negative ions. Negative ion is simply an antioxidant, right? But one of the top antioxidants in the world is the Earth's crust. And so if you can get on the surface of the Earth, it brings up those negative ions into your body. A lot of people buy earthing mats that they plug into the wall. and they have a grounding device so that they're getting negative ions in their body. I actually have one myself. So, there's a lot of really powerful negative ion devices. I've got a biomat, which is amazing. If you go to dhc.biomat.com, that's dhc.biomat.com, you can order a biomat or see what I use to kind of ground myself throughout the day. So all really powerful stuff, really, really impactful. And, the argument that the barefoot runners use is that, the benefit of earthing is that you're getting a lot of different terrain stimulation on the receptor sites, the neurological receptors in your toes and your feet, and they say that's why you feel good. But again, I think that there's something to say for the negative ions that come out of the earth into your body from the over exposure of positive ions throughout the day. So hopefully you've read that. 72% of industry-funded studies have failed to discern any biological effect from cell phone radiation exposure, whereas 67% of independent studies find biological effects. Touch the earth and reduce effects from EMF. Already talked about that. Grounding, go wireless. These are the strategies that we implement. Shut off your wireless phone at night. Ditch the microwave. Use it as a storage unit like I do. Charge your cell in another room. Use battery powered alarm. Turn Bluetooth off. And that's one of the reasons why I like the Aura Ring, is it only sends information to your phone like once a day for like 30 seconds, but it stores all the information in your ring. So it's pretty powerful. Do not use your laptop when charging. Stand on aluminum foil for 2 minutes per day. That helps to ground you. Get your home tested with Flutterbusters from flutterbusters.com. Avoid hybrid cars. And by the way, I'm actually going to take that off, because a Tesla Model X, my friends have geeked out with those EMF devices, and they found the EMF in Teslas are lower than they are in gas automobiles. So EMF coming off from gas automobiles is actually higher than it is in a Tesla, just so that you know. So remove everyday toxins. We get people to, in month 1 of our process, to remove all of the toxins out of the house, convert to more natural / organic products. We even educate them on how natural oftentimes isn't natural, how you do want to go organic. This is something I did years ago that went viral, as a little thing that it took me forever to create, but, added value to a lot of people. The toxic top 10 is any substance with a side in it, personal care products, home cleaning agents, plastics, non-stickware, cookware. I hate, Teflon cookware. Oh my gosh. I called the company up after my friend bought a bunch of Teflon non-stick cookware, and I called Teflon up, and the person on the other line, I kid you not, said the amount of toxicity that comes off of the cookware is only enough to kill a small bird. They say it's harmless for humans, only enough to kill a small bird. I couldn't make that up. Like I was on the phone with these people, and I told, Steve, I'm like, dude, I told you that this is the case. So he was flipping out. So tap water, moving to like filtered water, educating on heavy metal toxicities, where you're getting that from, getting away from eating the swordfish and the tuna, eating more of the lower mercury fish is huge. Toxic exposures from meat, household items, etc. Laugh, play, socialize. This is so huge. Asking them the question, when was the last time you really laughed hard, like you had a really good belly laugh? When was the last time you've played? You became a kid again. Some people can't even remember the last time. So sometimes my action steps for them in a consult is for them to just play, to go out. If they loved hockey growing up, to just take a tennis ball and a hockey, go out to to Dick's Sporting Goods or Canadian Tire, get a hockey net and just go out onto your driveway and just start, playing again. Getting out and socializing. I had this one lady, Ellen, who literally didn't socialize. And one of the biggest things I got her to do right away was to join this golf club and another community spiritual group that she joined. It was like this community church, and completely transformed her health. Like, I kid you not. So these are little things that make a big difference. Getting some sun. 75% of Americans are vitamin D deficient. Just getting people outside, getting their shirts off. It's in the middle of winter. Even just getting face vitamin D exposure is huge. Some people may need to take vitamin D supplements, but huge win. Celebrating their success. I start every consultation up with, what were your wins from the last month? And it focuses on the positive, and they start talking about the good things that happened. Some people are so negative, it takes them a while. They're like, well, I don't know of anything that's really been positive in the last month. I'm like, really? You can't think of anything. And I had this one guy, he was like, well, actually, yeah, I did lose 10 pounds. And he started talking about, but they delete and distort so much. You've got to get them to cultivate, these really important things. Gratitude and giving back. Grateful people experience fewer aches and pains and report feeling healthier than other people. Their gratitude improves psychological health. They're grateful. Grateful people get better sleeps. Gratitude reduces stress, improves mental performance. So I tell people the gratitude journal. In my program, as part of my program, I gift them a gratitude journal in month 1. It's called the 5-minute journal. So part of like a gift that I send out to them for people that are in my program, they end up doing that and they love it. So that's something that's really important. Make your own food. So that this is important, to make your own food. This one thing can make huge impact. If they don't like making their own food, there's all these delivery services that are paleo delivery services, or if you go to superhumanentrepreneur.com or elevase.com and you see some of the articles that we have on these services, it's pretty amazing. Busy people on the go, put on the go in superhumanentrepreneur.com and you can see a whole list of these services around America. Plated.com is one where it sends you all the food that you can use, that they do all the grocery shopping for you, and it just comes every week, and recipes are in the box and you just make it. Another one is Instacart. We don't go to Whole Foods anymore. I don't know when the last time I've been to Whole Foods for groceries other than just picking up odds and ends. We have Instacart drop off at our house. It's like, $100 an entire year for unlimited deliveries. I mean, it's just a no-brainer. So there's a lot of different things you can do to systematize and streamline that. Cleansing and fasting. This is important. I teach people to do bone broth cleansing, raw food cleansing, real food cleansing, intermittent fasting, fasting for 24 hours from dinner to dinner. There's a lot of different things, but these are like little things that we recommend that they adopt. And so those are very advanced, but those are actually what we call at Elevase the basic lifestyle strategies, and we're going to get into the more advanced lifestyle strategies in another video. But these are essential solutions and strategies to use to help people get transformative results in the things that you do with them throughout the time that they're working with you. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.